Hey, what's fappin'? It's Jay. As someone who loves film, partakes in it, and makes my own rights and all that kind of stuff there, I love cinema, and especially, something that would tell, in a sense, for many reasons, and I like pretty much all genres, but mostly animated and horror films. So 2019 was a freaking good year for movies. There was a lot, and there's still a lot I haven't seen that I wish I have, so they may be part of the honorable mentions, or maybe part of a thing of possibly on this list if I had seen them. But I guess let's start things off with number 10. Honorable mentions. Endgame. I'm just burnt out on superhero movies, but I thought it was a good end, because this time we got a lot of focus with my favorites, Iron Man and Ant-Man. So that's what I liked in the ending. I wish it would have gone a different way, but it was the best way, and it definitely, for me, Endgame is the ending of me ever caring about superhero movies ever again. I have no interest in what's coming up from Marvel. I mean, unless they can bring Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. back and give us more Ant-Man, I don't give a crap about any more of it. So this was the perfect ending, and I'm glad because the next few movies they have for the next few years don't give a crap. Now, DC, Shazam 2, Aquaman 2, Joker 2, stuff like Joker, I'm interested in that. It, Chapter 2, I know a lot of people were ratting on it, but I liked the adults, I liked the chemistry they had, the stories that they told grown up, and I don't care if it was almost 3 hours. Endgame was 3 hours, I felt like Endgame dragged more than it 2 did. I can sit through a movie 6 hours long if it was just characters talking and development and growth between them. I could do it. This is the stuff that I like, where it's between characters, and the story is mostly focused on people and their stories. So I thought it was a nice, I don't know if I would say better than the first one, but I'd say both equally good, because I'm not that big a fan, but I feel like they were both very well done movies. Spider-Man Far From Home. Gyllenhaal was great as Mysterio. I loved finally to see Mysterio on the big screen. Finally! And the best part for me was, if there's any spoilers who doesn't know already, J. Jonah Jameson back. The only J. Jonah Jameson was back. That was the best part of the whole film for me. It was great. I loved it. I can understand how some people are kind of iffy on it, but I thought they did a well-made job on it. Scary stories to tell in the dark. Very good. I don't remember reading the books when I was younger or at the time, but I remember the covers and some of that, and the art from them. They were creepy. But they did a good job for it. It was a nice movie, and if they do more to continue it, I'd like to see where it goes. It was really well done, and a lot of the practical effects were really nice. Crawl. Again, that movie was less than 90 minutes, and that thing was intense, and it flew by. One of the most intense movies I've seen in a long time. Like, whew, you root for those people. I mean, that was a very unique, edge-of-your-seat movie. Very well done. John Wick 3. Keanu Reeves is amazing. And John Wick movies, holy crap, that character. I would not want to mess with him. I would want to be on his side. That guy is the most badass I've ever seen in my life. And I'm glad I got into it because I just love Keanu Reeves, but I never had a chance to see the first two. So when the third one came out in theaters, I'm like, all right, we got to binge 2 movies and see if we like them. We have to go see the third one in theaters. Glad we liked them because we went to go see it. Great movies. I look forward to a 4, a 5, a 6. They can do a whole crap load of these, and I trust them again. He is the most kick-ass, badass I've ever seen in my life. Dumbo. Tim Burton's Dumbo. Go check out my review for why I feel like it deserved more love. I thought Tim Burton and them did a great job on it. It was a good story. Again, it was about family. It was about acceptance. It had a good message. Very nicely done movie. I feel like it deserved more love. Invader Zim! Enter the Florpus. I was not a big fan of Invader Zim growing up. I mean, I liked it, but it just got a little too out there and weird for me, even though I love out there stuff. But, after the first season, I just, once we got to the last season and some of that, I got kind of just done with it. But when they did this, after all these years, I had to watch it, and they did a great job with this. Picked up right where it left off. Wonderfully animated, good story. I loved it. Made me a fan of Zim again. Again, I wasn't the biggest fan, but I did love it. Rewatching again, it's a great series that I feel people should really take notice of. And that movie, great job. The anime stuff, that was pretty cool. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Oh, I love that movie. It was beautiful. The CGI wasn't too bad. Mothra looked gorgeous. It was nice seeing all the different monsters like King Ghidorah. Just seeing everybody there and Godzilla being badass, the colors, the light, the story was kind of good. I didn't mind the human story, but it was nice seeing them duke it out especially, and then Mothra being the waifu for Godzilla was a good moment, and then Godzilla just at the end being badass and proving to everyone that I'm the king of them all. I thought it was a very well story, kind of a touching little thing there with the human parts there, especially with the doctor and his friendship with Godzilla and his sacrifice at the end. I don't want to spoil too much, but it turned to be really good, and I wish it would have done better than it did, so I don't know, but Godzilla's always awesome. And this was a very, very well done Americanized version of it. 9. Detective Pikachu. Again, go check out my more in-depth review. But like one of the first, probably the first time, I mean, it did make the most money for any video game adaptation for a movie. But this one here, it knocked out of the park. I was nervous about it first, but I loved hearing Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu a couple years ago when they first announced it. And then finally the day came, it was great. They looked good. They turned Pokemon real in the right way, where they looked real, but they still kept that cartoon cute innocence about them for the most of them. It looked good. Ryan Reynolds did a great job. It was a good bonding movie again. It was funny. It had its moments, but it was more of a, without spoiling too much, it was a good father-son story that I thought was the main focus and what really got me into it. And the ending, it was great to see Pikachu the way he was, and Detective Pikachu was just awesome. 8. Shazam! I love Zachary Levi. Loved him since Chuck. He was the only character I like in Tangled. And when I saw Zachary Levi being in this movie, Shazam, I'm like, I gotta see this now because I love him and I feel like he's gonna do a good job, and I wasn't disappointed. But not just because I knew Zachary was gonna be great. Zachary Levi was great. Shazam was an amazing movie. The entire cast was really good. I mean, everything about it, from main characters to minor characters, the thing was like, it was good. I love the humor aspect. It was different. It was fun. It was entertaining. It had some dark, scary moments in there too. I love Shazam, and it makes me look forward to what's to come, especially with who the villain's gonna be. Jeepers. Supposedly. But I loved it. Go check out for more in-depth if you want for Shazam. 7. Alita, Battle Angel. Again, if you want to check more in-depth of this, you can check my review of it. Link below, I guess. We'll see what I do. But they did anime into film right for once. At first, and there are still some people that are like, oh, the big eyes. It's like, well, you like the big eyes in anime. But when they give you the big eyes to make it look just like it, then you whine about it. Can't please these people. People who aren't, bleh, they're okay with it. She was cute. She looks beautiful. Well acted. Very good CGI. I saw it, 3D looked really nice. It had a good depth of a story, and I kind of want to see it continue, so I'm on board with let's get Alita 2. She dominated the box office in a sense where I was surprised to see how popular and how much she had made. So hopefully, they don't screw it up, and how Disney can be now since they have her. Don't ruin her. Give her a second film. I think more people would care more about an Alita more than a Captain Marvel 2. And I'm sorry, who still cares about freaking Avatar? I just don't see it. But Alita, very good movie, great actors. For the main parts, there were some iffy ones there with some characters, but for the most part, good acting, good story. Wasn't perfect, but it was a damn well probably the best anime manga adaptation I've seen besides the Japanese Kenshin films. Love that movie. Glad I got the support. Let's keep giving more support. 6. Toy Story 4. Again, go check out my speed painting of Bo Peep. It's a bit risque because she's got a big old booty. It's a waifu art, but I do a review of it as I draw it, and I was not looking forward to Toy Story 4 one bit. I thought 3 was the way to end it. I wasn't that big a fan of 3, but it was closure. And then people were like, oh, but what about Bo Peep? And it's like, no one cared about Bo Peep. She wasn't even a big character. So I'm like, what's the focus on this? Like, oh my gosh, they're doing another one just for that? But I went to go see it anyway because it looked good, and I loved her design. She looked, thick, waifu material type of looks. I'm like, okay, there's going to be lewds of her, so that's something. I'll go see it. And blown away by it. I liked it better than 3. Probably better than 2. It's probably up there with 1 for me. And it was a great sequel. It was the best way to close it because I honestly thought this was the best route for Woody. And it was good to see Bo Peep to actually find out more about the relationship and more about her. So you do care, but it just seemed like no one cared. Like, I didn't mind Bo Peep, but I'm glad they did it to give us more for them. Focusing on Woody, focusing on them. And it was perfect closure. I really don't want to see them do anymore. It was a happy ending. I think it was done just right. I thought this was better of an ending finale than the third one was because, I don't know, it was okay. This one here, I had more emotion in this one than I did in the third one. And again, the animation, top notch for them again. Good job, Pixar, Disney. Top notch. I mean, the detail and everything about it. This is what animation's for, even though I prefer 2D over the 3D computer animated drawing for films and TV. They really are beautiful. Just like, again, another one that we'll be mentioning, later on. 5. Maleficent 2. Boy, this was a year for my movies. 2014, 5 years ago. Can't believe it's been 5 years. But I love the first Maleficent. I love the twist they had on it. The mother-daughter bonding relationship they had there, the message there. That family aspect, her motherliness, not just being mean, and the evil villain that she was, supposedly in the comics and stories. Angelina Jolie did a great job of her. Maleficent, the look, the design, she's beautiful, sexy, and in this one, there's a lot of good sexy moments. Like, ooh, definitely waifu. Still kept the story going. I was happy that they announced it, and I was happy to see that it was already so soon. And great job from everyone. The cast characters, I love Diaval. It was a good story there. I hated the villain this time around because she was a total, like, ooh. But anyway, Aurora was great. Everything was great. It was good seeing it all again. Nice little backstory lore from Maleficent. I really appreciated the music. It was like seeing the first movie again and all the memories and nostalgia I had there with my friends and my sister and all that stuff there. Just good times watching that first one. The message it had and the message it kept going with this one. The importance of family and then how she is with a mother and a daughter relationship. Maleficent 2, I was really pleased with it. If they do a third, well. I mean, that'd be awesome. If not, then well. 4, Penguin Highway. Good old Penguin Highway. I mean, I love that movie. Go check my more in-depth analysis of it. Wonderful film, great animation, great story, an emotional roller coaster. It was fun and cute and innocent, though. And I love the innocence of our main boy liking the woman with the she was very pretty. She's definitely a waifu. Sweet, caring, motherly, nurturing. And then, again, the big boobies. I mean, whew, she was sweet, pretty. And just the relationship between them and then him growing and then all the weird stuff with the penguins, but then the meaning and kind of symbolism behind all of it and what it was all about. Very good movie. Go check out my review for more of it. Penguin Highway for a good anime movie. 3, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. I'm still crying over that one. That was a beautiful, beautiful film. Go check my review of it, my podcast of it, on the Anime Tid Pod. Help support that. Let's get some more followers here, people. Beautiful movie. I was expecting it to be sad and crying, but the ending, I was not expecting, and she's a good heart. The story was just... it was beautiful, it was heart-wrenching, it was fun, it was real. And again, go check out for more in depth, but I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, one of the best anime movies again. Penguin Highway and I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, I liked, again, more just like, I like those two movies I think are better than Your Name. I'm just not a big Your Name fan, it was good, but these movies I thought were better, just like I felt A Silent Voice and definitely Maquia. Holy cow, Maquia. I mean, those movies are way better than Your Name. I feel like Your Name is compared to these ones I mentioned. Go check out Pancreas. It'll tug on your heartstrings and it'll stick with you for a long, long time. 2, Joker. Oh my gosh. I know people are going to be like, why isn't this number 1? I mean, hey, it's my list, so go screw yourself. But it would have been if not for what number 1 ends up being. And if you know me personally or know me from the channel, you're going to know what it is. But Joker, the movie of the year, probably. Movie of the year, like the whole, like, for in the past year, century, or whatever, It's just, this is why movies are made. For this reason, this was a movie that tell a story, that tell a character-driven, beautifully shot. Everything about it was, like, perfectly picked in terms of detail. For, like, stuff in the background, the cinematography, the music, clothing, the acting, everything. Beautiful script, wonderfully directed. Joaquin Phoenix deserves the Oscar. I still thought he deserved it for Walk the Line more so than what's her name? The one that said, "You know who I am?" I'm sorry, but he's just a great actor. And I can't believe he never got it. He deserves it for this. Best performance of an actor I've seen in years. Film-wise, too. Story-wise, too. This movie from start to finish was... it was so effective throughout the whole movie. I feel like I'm not doing it justice by talking about it right here, but it was the most amazing film I've seen in cinema in years, besides number 1. They'd be like tied, but if I had to give it to one, this one would nudge it over for the number 1 spot. But basically, in a sense, they're both tied for 1. In a sense, if you want to put it that way. But Joker, and then to make $1 billion without the help of China, and it's R-rated, damn. It deserves everything it got, and it deserves everything it's gonna get. Congratulations to Joker, that movie. Pretty much perfection. The reason why movies are made and why they're worth going to see. That is the perfect example for it. Stuff I still want to see. Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. I feel like that would definitely be on here. That's why, I don't know, I got room left for this. Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. White Snake. No, not that one. Not the awesome band, but White Snake. She looks pretty. And Jojo Rabbit. I mean, all 3 of those I want to see, and I feel like they could be included in this list, but I haven't seen 2 of them yet, and one of them I can't see because I don't know when they're going to start making it available for me to see White Snake. 1. Frozen 2. Yep. I had more in-depth analysis videos of it, included in a review, but Frozen 2, can't believe 6 years have gone by so much, but this is the most important Walt Disney Animated Studio film to date. This is what they need to look at when they decide to make more films, especially if they want to do more sequels for their movies, because this wasn't just, hey, let's throw Elsa and Anna and all them on another adventure. Let's just have more pop ballads and silly little songs and adventures and colors everywhere. No, it matured. It grew. It was a continuation of the story and the characters. That's why Wreck-It Ralph 2 was a failure failure, and they just, when their sequels are just This was done right in every way. It gave us what we wanted. The story and the way that it grew up and it matured with everything. The songs everyone says aren't as catchy. I disagree. A lot disagree. These songs are better. Let It Go was the one standout song. I feel like in this one, all the songs are standout, and they reflect the characters perfectly and the situations. And I'm so happy for Christoph and his song. That's like one of the most standout things I've seen in a long time. I'm so happy he got his number. Jonathan Groff is great. And Elsa getting two powerful songs, and especially Show Yourself. Like, I've seen people talk about, like, for the last 10 years, a movie, like, the most important scene. I feel like Show Yourself is, for, like, this decade. The scene of the decade in all of film. That was beautiful. It was everything that was meant to be. And I mean, if you know it and you felt from it, you know why. That right there. And this movie was beyond beautiful. And the animation, again, to see how they improved in 6 years is amazing. Frozen 2 knocked it out of the park. It deserves its success. It deserves all of that. I feel like it's a perfect end. If anything, they can do little shorts again. But if they do a third, I'm sure people will be okay with it. And Disney, I trust them now. I trust them doing it, but at the same time, because they knew what they were doing when they had their run. They said, we have a 5-year plan when they started thinking about it in 2014. And it worked. If it takes another 5 years, 6 years to do it, I trust what they're doing, because this showed that you can trust them when it comes to making a sequel, especially the biggest franchise, the biggest phenomenon, and the biggest success that Walt Disney Animation Studios has ever had and will ever have. Frozen 2, number 1, suck it. So what do you guys think? Later, everyone. Hopefully 2020 has some good movies. Keep it fappening. Jay.